Hi, and welcome to the Loan Officer Team Training Podcast. My name is Irene Duford, and I'm your host. And I'm so glad that you're here. Today, I'm going to share a very tender story with you. Something that happened in my mortgage business that was impactful in a very sad way, and it helped us learn some lessons in our mortgage business. So I had an amazing assistant. She had been a top producing loan officer. She had decided that she wanted to slow down a little bit. And I actually found out that she was on the market to be a loan partner. And I needed a loan partner really bad. And I knew she would be amazing. She actually, when she first moved to my area, had been my client. And then she got into the mortgage business and went to work for Countrywide. And she got trained there and she loved it. And she ended up being one of the top producers in the area along with me. When I found out she was on the market, I thought, oh my goodness, I have got to have her. It was perfect timing. So I was actually on vacation. Somebody had mentioned something to me. And so I called her from the beach and I said, Gail, I've got to have you on my team. You are so amazing. And so we talked about it anyway. She ended up coming on my team and I was so grateful. She has always been a great friend and she was amazing at what she did. And so I was so blessed to be able to have her on my team as my loan partner. Time went on and pretty soon she started to cough and in the office. And I said, you better get that checked out. Anyway, she went to get checked out and she ended up with lung cancer. And it was so sad. It was really heartbreaking for her family, for me, for everybody on our staff, which at the time was just Kevin, myself, and her at that point. And it was really hard to deal with. Well, we went through the whole thing with her and she just got to the point where she couldn't work anymore. And I didn't know what I was going to do. Number one, I wasn't going to be having her at the office to be the encouragement and the ray of sunshine that she was. We were going to miss her so much being at the office. And then number two, I started to panic thinking, what are we going to do? She's the one that knows how to do everything so that I can go do my coaching and still have a great mortgage business. My husband, Kevin, was on the team, but he was not a loan originator. He was licensed, but he really hadn't done loans very much. He was more involved in the marketing end of it, calling our past clients and having great relationships with the realtors and things like that. And I was coaching. I had just started coaching and I was coaching loan officers for part of the day and working very little in the mortgage part. I didn't know what I was going to do. All of a sudden, Gail was not going to be there and I wasn't prepared. And especially emotionally, it was very difficult. Everybody in the community rallied around her and everybody loved Gail. And so we rallied around her, but now I had this problem at the office that I did not have Gail anymore. And not only was she a great loan partner, but she was a great friend. And so in the business portion of it, I said, okay, we're going to have to take Kevin and we're going to have to train him. So what did we do to train him in the mortgage role? Because he wasn't used to the mortgages yet. So I came up with a plan. On Saturdays, I went in and started creating checklists of things to do, what to do on everything, checklists for everything, checklists for documentation, checklists for setting up a loan, checklists for putting it in the system. All of those things is what I created checklists for. And it was done on a Saturday because I didn't have time during the week to do it. So I created a step-by-step checklist for each step of the loan process. I didn't feel like I had the time to do it, but I made the time. This was a game changer for us. He now had a map. He knew what to do and he checked it off. And then we had a daily schedule for Q&A. So I was on block time for coaching calls and client consultations. So he wrote them down as they came up, all the questions. And then during set times, he asked me the questions. So the training schedule daily was really important. And I made sure that he took notes. So make your team take notes if you're going to do this. From 8 to 8:30, we met to review anything from the day before and training on one step-by-step thing. Like we took one thing and went step-by-step throughout and he took notes. And then at 10 o'clock, we did a quick get together for 10 or 15 minutes to answer any questions that he had since 8 o'clock to avoid him waiting too long to get back to people. And then at 1:00, we did a quick get together to answer questions that he had since the last time we talked at 10. And then at 4:00, we did a quick get together to answer questions. And after a few weeks, we went to 2 Q&As per day and then 1 until he felt like 1 was enough. And he learned so fast. But the reason he learned fast, first of all, is because he's super smart. But second of all, because we had a checklist, we had a process, a system that we were creating as we went. And he asked questions and he took notes. So an LO who's training team members cannot be interrupted all day long. You're going to lose focus when that happens. So here's a problem-solving formula that I learned from my friend Carl White. And this is what they have to do before they come to you. They have to have this solved before, and then they have to say these things to you. Here's the situation. Here's what I did to find the answer. Here are the results of what I did to find the answer. And here's what I think we should do next. And here's my question. So these are the 5 things that they ask. I'll say that again. Here's the situation. So let's say your name's Joe. Here's the situation, Joe. Here's what I did to find the answer. Here are the results of what I did to find the answer. And here's what I think we should do next. So just remember, the mortgage advisor, the team leader, is not Google. You are the one that has to go out and get the business. And so your team needs to be self-sufficient, and they will need training to do it. But if you ask them to come to you with these 5 problem-solving ability questions, then they will most likely have the answer before they even come to you. The other thing is cross-training by showing employees, having employees show each other and create checklists and written procedures as they work daily. So when we did this, our daughter was working with us. Our daughter, Nicole, was working with us in the loan business, and she created a manual. It was amazing. As she learned USDA loans, she created a USDA loan manual that was amazing. And she had the right skills for that. Not everybody does, but she took it and created that. You can create a manual or a step-by-step process. Not you, but someone on your team can do that for you. You can have a shared doc for the team to add to it as they think of things. Let them know who to go to for the answers for questions. Do they go to the senior loan partner? Do they go to the processor, the ops manager, the pipeline manager? Who do they go to when they have a question and you're not around? Because you don't want them to keep coming to you every minute, unless it's just you and them on the team. Even then, who do they go to instead of you? There's somebody in the company that they can go to. Sometimes there's an underwriting desk, a scenario desk, there's processors. It just depends on what you and your team and your company, what their expectations are. So who do they go to? And then as they're learning, they can screen record or audio record as you explain things. That's really important. If you audio record what you're saying, like if you're explaining how you talk to someone or scripting, it can be audio recorded and then it can be transcribed. You know, there's AI right now that can transcribe things like that. There's Otter is one of the really good apps that can transcribe things like that. Doesn't even have to be a person that transcribes it, but it's so much easier because you won't remember all the time every little thing that you need to say. But once it's transcribed, you can look at it and go, oh yeah, let's add this or let's add that. But it can be transcribed into a training manual, a script manual. So label and save those trainings once you have them, whether it's a screen recording, whether it's an audio recording, or whether it is transcribed already, and keep them organized in a place. And utilize your resources. Send them to various trainings. There's free training from some of the MI companies. Your company may have some free training. You may have other training that you've enjoyed over the years, but just send them to training courses. Of course, we have training also. Are you holding off on training your loan partners, your loan assistants, your team members and support staff on how to wow your clients? Are they getting that kind of training from you? You probably plan on training them if you get a few extra hours, but when does that happen realistically? And meanwhile, your team is doing the best they can with the information that they have. But you know, this kind of training really doesn't exist anywhere else. When you do the training, that means you're not as responsive as you want to be with your clients, and you're not hitting your closing and income goals as a loan officer. So how much is it costing you to not have a team that's properly trained how to wow clients and referral partners so that they only want to work with you because of the great experience that they're getting? We teach them how to use efficient step-by-step processes and systems that work, how to follow up so nothing falls through the cracks and loans close on time and even early, how to build wonderful relationships with clients, how to wow people so they go, man, that was an amazing experience. The members of his or her team are amazing. They're so on it. How to use scripts and dialogues for winning clients, setting expectations and communicating with clients so that you can prevent problems down the road. How to handle difficult clients, how to make clients feel appreciated and valued, and how to handle and overcome objections. It might be time to ask for some help. That's why we're here. Loan Team Training has our next live WOW training coming up. We train your team for you so you can focus on closing loans. Check it out at loanteamtraining.com for our next class. And see how many 5-star reviews we have from past WOW training participants and their loan officers who sent them at loanteamtrainingreviews.com. Remember, it's an interactive virtual training with live trainers, and we train any of your support staff that is communicating with clients and referral partners. Our sessions are 9 to 11:30 Pacific time for Thursday, June 8th, Friday, June 9th, Thursday, June 15th, and Friday, June 16th. Check us out and sign your loan partner or team member up at loanteamtraining.com. But have a daily team huddle where everyone shares and start with a win. What went well yesterday? What did you learn from yesterday? And kind of synergize and share. Maybe a guideline changed and the whole team needs to know about it. Maybe something happened where they said, oh man, we made a mistake and this is what happened. Let's avoid that in the future. And of course, the wins are really important as well. And what questions can someone here on the team answer? That's another really good thing to cover in a team huddle. Remember that now is the time to set up systems and processes. In 2021, everyone was so maxed out. The business was coming in. We were blessed with a good couple years there. Interest rates were really low, but people were stressed out because they couldn't keep up with what was coming in. Now is the time to have your team set these processes up. It doesn't have to be you. It can be someone on your team, and it can be everyone on your team just writing down their process as they go throughout the day. Keep a notepad or have a Word doc up where every time they think of something, they put it on the Word doc and then you share it with the team. You know, back then in 2021, in 19, it was more difficult to find experienced, amazing team members. So utilize this team to cross-train intentionally with the people that are left on your team that are the rock stars, and focus it on a schedule so that they make sure to map out the processes. I hope that will help you. Remember that we offer training. We have 3 classes. Go to our website, loanteamtraining.com, and you'll be able to get details on all 3 of the classes. 2 of them are live, and 1 of them is online where you can sign up immediately. We have quite an offering to help with the very newest people to the mortgage business to the most experienced people that do the loan consultations. So check us out there, loanteamtraining.com. And we're so grateful that you were here today. Remember, be prepared for change. Checklists and processes are very important. Do things the same way every time. Have a process and a system, and set up and be committed to a training plan and a schedule. If this has been valuable to you, please share this with other mortgage advisors that you know. My goal is to give you tools and ideas to help you grow your business and have a great team. So I appreciate you being here. Have an awesome day.